There are stories that refuse to fade, which are from a time long forgotten. Stories of beings who descended from the heavens, not as saviors, but as watchers, silent witnesses to the dawn of human civilization. Yet something changed. One by one, they crossed their limits, and their leader emerged from the shadows. Azazel, a name whispered in the pages of forbidden texts, etched into ancient stone and handed down through hidden traditions. Azazel, the bringer of secrets, the teacher of forbidden arts, the one who reshaped humanity's destiny. In the book of Enoch, he is accused of revealing hidden truths, the crafting of weapons, the beautification of the body, and the mysteries of the stars. Knowledge is meant to remain untouched by human hands. His actions ignited a transformation, but at what cost? Some call him a corrupter, the cause of mankind's fall. Others see him as a bold figure who challenged the divine order, giving humanity the tools to rise. His story is not just one of rebellion. It is a paradox, a question, a shadow that hangs over our very understanding of good and evil. The Book of Enoch, a text rejected by many yet treasured by mystics, holds the key to Azazel's story. It speaks of divine beings and forbidden alliances, of a knowledge that fractured the heavens and changed the course of humanity forever. But what lies behind the words? What truths have been buried in time? And why, even now, does Azazel's name stir unease and fascination? Get ready to travel through the shadows of ancient texts, where myths blend with history and the limits of knowledge are challenged. In the ancient Jewish traditions, the Book of Enoch stands as a mysterious and controversial work. Though we cannot physically taste the book, the knowledge and secrets within its pages leave a distinct and lasting impression on the mind. The taste of curiosity lingers as you read the Book of Enoch. Its stories are like forbidden fruits, tempting and hard to resist. This ancient text, attributed to Enoch, the great-grandfather of Noah, is not part of the standard biblical canon in most traditions. Yet, its narratives have influenced theology, mysticism, and folklore for centuries. Within its pages, an extraordinary tale unfolds, a story of heavenly beings, their descent to earth, and their eventual fall from grace. The story begins with the Watchers, a group of celestial beings entrusted with the sacred duty of observing and guiding humanity. Their purpose was clear: to remain apart, serving as protectors and witnesses to mankind's journey. But as the Book of Enoch reveals, this divine mandate was shattered by rebellion, desire, and forbidden knowledge. According to the Book of Enoch, these beings were not ordinary angels. They were watchers, or Grigori in some translations, a select group of 200 sent by God to watch over humanity. Their task was noble, their purpose pure. The text states, "And I saw the watchers in my vision, the dream vision, and behold, I saw them lifted up and dwelling in the heavens, and they were noble and majestic, those who kept their charge upon the earth." 1 Enoch 12:2-3. Their station was one of reverence. They were to remain apart from mankind, guiding without interfering. Yet the very act of observing humanity planted a seed of temptation among the Watchers. They saw the beauty of human life, the innocence of mankind, and something within them shifted. The vital moment came when a leader among the Watchers, Semyaza, proposed a rebellion against the divine order. He spoke of descending to earth, not merely to observe, but to partake in its pleasures and mysteries. This proposal was dangerous, for it defied the will of the Creator. Yet Semyaza, fearing that he alone might face punishment, sought the allegiance of his brethren. "Come, let us all swear an oath, and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations, not to abandon this plan but to do this thing." 1 Enoch 6:4. Bound by their oath, the 200 Watchers descended to earth. They chose Mount Hermon as their meeting place, a location that would forever carry the weight of their transgression. From there, they began their fateful interaction with humanity. Amid the gathering of the Watchers, one figure towers above the rest, both in stature and presence. His posture is rigid, his gaze piercing and commanding. Dressed in dark robes, his presence exudes power and authority over the others. This is Azazel. A tall figure with dark, shadowy wings stands out. His eyes flash with an otherworldly glow, and his presence fills the room even though he is standing still. Azazel's features are sharp and angular, exuding power and danger. His role in the story is both profound and damning. While others among the Watchers gave humanity fragments of knowledge, Azazel's gifts were transformative and devastating. Azazel taught mankind the art of forging weapons. He introduced the knowledge of crafting swords, shields, and armor, tools that would forever alter human society. Once a people of harmony, humanity learned the ways of war. Peaceful tribes became warring factions, and the earth was stained with blood. And Azazel taught men to make swords, and knives, and shields, and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the earth and the art of working them. 1 Enoch 8:1. But Azazel's teachings extended beyond the battlefield. He revealed the secrets of beauty and adornment, teaching women to use cosmetics and wear fine jewelry. What might have been harmless became a source of vanity, lust, and manipulation. And he taught them the beautifying of the eyelids and all kinds of costly stones and all coloring tinctures. Azazel also shared knowledge of sorcery, rituals and spells that allowed humanity to control forces beyond their understanding. These dark arts promised power, but came at a terrible price, corrupting those who practiced them and drawing them further from the divine. The consequences of the Watchers' actions were swift and far-reaching. Harmony gave way to ambition. Innocence was replaced by cunning. Societies that once thrived in peace became battlegrounds of conflict and desire. The divine order was shattered, and humanity bore the scars of its newfound knowledge. The Watchers, too, faced the weight of their choices. As they watched humanity spiral into chaos, it became clear that their rebellion had not liberated mankind, but had instead brought about its corruption. God's response to the rebellion was decisive. The book of Enoch describes how the archangels were sent to deal with the fallen Watchers. Raphael was tasked with binding Azazel, casting him into the desert wilderness where he would remain imprisoned until the day of judgment. Bind Azazel hand and foot, and cast him into the darkness, and make an opening in the desert, which is in Dudael, and cast him therein. Edge 110:4-5. Azazel's punishment was severe, but it reflected the gravity of his actions. Bound in chains and buried in darkness, he would bear the guilt of his teachings and the suffering they caused. The other Watchers faced similar fates, cast into eternal punishment for their betrayal. Even in his fall, Azazel's name endured. Across cultures and traditions, his story has been retold and reinterpreted. To some, he remains a figure of enlightenment, a being who challenged the natural order and brought knowledge to humanity. To others, he is a symbol of corruption, a reminder of the dangers of seeking power beyond one's understanding. The Book of Enoch leaves readers with a lingering question. Was Azazel the corrupter, or was he simply a reflection of humanity's own desires? In giving mankind the tools of war, beauty, and magic, did he merely unlock what was already within them? And now we must ask, what drove Azazel to share such forbidden knowledge? Was it an act of defiance or of compassion? Did he seek to uplift humanity or corrupt it? And more importantly, what does this story reveal about us? Throughout history, Azazel's image has been depicted in various forms, from a demonic creature with horns and goat legs to a handsome and charismatic fallen angel. Some argue that his appearance is merely a reflection of humankind's fears and desires, while others believe it to be his true form. The figure of Azazel is shrouded in mystery, his appearance often depicted as a blurred, shadowy figure with piercing eyes and a devilish smirk. His influence can be seen in artwork and religious texts throughout history, each with its own interpretation. The name Azazel is steeped in mystery and intrigue, its meaning lost to the ages. Depictions of this enigmatic figure vary, some showing him as a menacing villain with dark wings and blood-red eyes, while others portray him as a tragic hero with a somber expression and tattered wings. Azazel's gifts were more than mere acts of rebellion. They were tempting forces that stirred deep desires in humanity. War, beauty, knowledge, and power became a tangled web, drawing mortals into their grasp. They symbolized human ambition, the unquenchable drive to break limits and dominate the world. These gifts, both powerful and transformative, held the ability to create and destroy. They represented the dual nature of progress, the power to build and grow, but also to tear down and destroy. Like a seductive siren's call, Azazel's offerings promised greatness and control, but at what price? The true nature of these gifts remained as mysterious and captivating as Azazel himself. The secrets of beauty that he revealed too carried a weight far greater than adornment. Cosmetics and jewelry became tools of influence, symbols of status, and objects of desire. In their pursuit of beauty, humanity began to see not just the divine, but also the manipulative power of appearances, a lesson that reverberates through time. And the knowledge of sorcery? It was perhaps the most profound of all. Azazel showed humanity the pathways to the unseen, unlocking forces beyond their understanding. But with this gift came hubris. To control nature, to bend the unseen to their will, was to flirt with a power that could just as easily unravel them. The Book of Enoch does not simply present Azazel as a cautionary tale. It weaves a story about the cost of enlightenment. Knowledge, once forbidden, came with a price, both for the watchers and for humanity. The weight of choice is central to this narrative. The choice to learn, to teach, to wield power, and to face its consequences. Azazel's story reminds us that every act of rebellion, every step beyond a boundary, demands a reckoning. But it is not just divine punishment that underscores this tale. The real cost is seen in the transformation of humanity. Once innocent, they became ambitious. Once harmonious, they became divided. Azazel's gifts illuminated the heights they could reach, but also the depths to which they could fall. Scholars and theologians have long struggled to define Azazel. Is he a villain? If so, his corruption lies not only in his defiance of divine law, but in his exploitation of humanity's vulnerabilities. He did not merely teach, he tempted, introducing tools that humanity was not prepared to wield responsibly. Yet, some see him as a liberator. Azazel, in this interpretation, becomes a Promethean figure, one who challenges divine authority to empower humanity. He defied the natural order to share the knowledge of gods with mortals, sacrificing himself in the process. Was his punishment truly justice? Or was it the silencing of a being who dared to defy the heavens? And what of the Yom Kippur ritual, where Azazel's name appears in Jewish tradition? The scapegoat ceremony sends a goat to the wilderness, carrying the sins of the people. Some scholars suggest this symbolizes humanity's need to externalize guilt. If Azazel bore the blame for humanity's sins, was he not a scapegoat in the truest sense, a figure onto whom we projected our own transgressions? Azazel's story does not end with the Book of Enoch. His name emerges in Christian demonology, where he is cast as a dark figure, a warning against rebellion and the dangers of temptation. Yet even here, his narrative evolves. Some early Christian scholars debated whether Azazel was a literal being or a metaphor for humanity's struggle with sin and ambition. In occult traditions, Azazel takes on another form, a gatekeeper of forbidden knowledge, a figure sought by those who dare to traverse the boundaries of the known. For some, he becomes a symbol of rebellion against oppression, a guide to arcane wisdom. For others, he is a cautionary tale, a reminder that some paths are best left untraveled. In the modern world, where the line between knowledge and power grows increasingly blurred, we see towering skyscrapers and sleek technology, signs of our progress and thirst for advancement. But we also see the dark shadows of corruption and greed lurking behind the facade of progress. Amid towering skyscrapers, glowing screens, and bustling crowds, the ancient story of Azazel feels more meaningful today than ever. At its heart, it is a story of defiance, a being who broke divine rules to give humanity tools for change. But as we look at his legacy, we must ask, what does his story say about us now? Think about Azazel's gifts, weapons, jewelry, and magic. These were more than just things. They were tools of change. They helped humans create new paths and shape their future. But they also brought danger, a warning that progress often has a cost. Are we repeating Azazel's story in today's world, where technology gives us so much power, making amazing things while risking disaster? Azazel's lessons aren't just found in old stories or mystical beliefs. His story has become part of modern spirituality and the occult, where some see him as a teacher who reveals hidden truths. In these groups, Azazel is more than just a fallen being. He is a symbol of enlightenment, encouraging people to question, seek knowledge, and challenge limits placed on them. But this reverence for Azazel raises important questions. By embracing the pull of forbidden knowledge, do we ignore the warnings in his story? Have we turned Azazel into a symbol that justifies our desires and search for power? His influence goes beyond spirituality. It can be seen in the stories we share. From books to movies, he has become a model for fallen figures, those who challenge authority and face the consequences. In these stories, we see our own struggles reflected, the balance between creativity and control, ambition and what is right. But Azazel's story isn't just about defiance, it's also about judgment. His punishment, cast out into the wilderness alone, serves as a clear warning of the price of unchecked ambition. In today's world, as we face challenges like climate change, artificial intelligence, and genetic engineering, are we creating our own versions of Azazel's gifts? Tools with great power, but the potential to destroy if used wrongly? The story of Azazel makes us face uncomfortable truths about ourselves. It asks us to think about the price of progress, the burden of ambition, and the limits we are willing to push in our search for knowledge and power. But it also raises a deeper question. Are we creating our own downfall? Or is the pursuit of knowledge something we can't avoid, part of who we are? Is Azazel a warning for us, or a mirror of what we have always been? Remember the rebellion, the pact of the Watchers, their descent to Earth, and Azazel's role as the one who brought forbidden knowledge to humanity. His gifts, warfare, adornment, and sorcery, were not just tools. They became seeds of change and maybe destruction. Was it a gift of enlightenment, or a curse hidden within a choice? And then, the punishment, bound hand and foot, cast into the desolation of Dudael, left to carry the heavy burden of his defiance. Azazel's story reminds us that the quest for knowledge, while noble, carries profound consequences. It challenges us to reflect on our own boundaries, what we seek, what we sacrifice, and what we are willing to risk in our pursuit of understanding. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. That way, you'll never miss an update. Your support means the world, and it helps us bring you even better content. See you in the next one.